Hello and welcome to the Bite-Sized Gospel. Here we will read a small portion of the Gospel every day and reflect on it briefly. Today we will reflect on Matthew 2, 1 to 12. Listen. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one to be born King of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose and have come to worship him." When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Messiah was to be born. "In Bethlehem in Judea," they replied, "for this is what the prophet has written. But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people." Then Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. He sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search carefully for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me so that I too may go and worship him." After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. The Herod we read about today was Herod Antipas, the ruler of Galilee and Perea. Although he had the title of Tetrarch, not king, he was popularly known as King Herod. Like other men of his breed, Herod had an obsession with power. He sought absolute control, demanding unconditional obedience from his subjects. He catapulted into power by virtue of three qualities that he possessed: clarity of vision, cunningness, and an extremely cruel disposition. Herod knew what he wanted and was prepared to do whatever it took to achieve it. And this can be a good quality when used for the right reasons. Otherwise, it can be a terrible quality. When Herod was only 25 years old, he became governor of Galilee, using a combination of influence and political maneuvering. A master manipulator, he used situations and people to achieve what he wanted. As an example, he got married several times, and 7 of these marriages were to women who were very influential politically. He also didn't hesitate to use lethal force against those who stood against him. His rise to power came about by the total annihilation of the guerrillas that threatened him. Little wonder then that when Herod heard wise men from the east speaking about a child who was born king of the Jews, he was terrified that he faced a challenger. Consequently, he tried to find out from the wise men who the child was so that he could have him killed. But the wise men tricked him. And infuriated, Herod had all the children in and around Bethlehem killed. Terrible, yes? Now, not everyone becomes as powerful as Herod, but many of us would like to have power over other people, to dominate them and to be able to control them. This is why we have abusive spouses, overbearing parents, bossy bosses, and bullying leaders. But this is the way of the world. The way of Jesus is very different. It is one of humble subservience. Even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, Jesus once said, when the apostles were jockeying for positions of power. And not long after, he dropped to his knees before sinful man and washed his feet in an extraordinary display of humility. "Do you understand what I have done for you?" he then asked them. You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. And now that I, your teacher and Lord, have washed your feet, you should also wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. So who do you want to be like? Herod or Jesus? May the Spirit be with you.